Hello and welcome back to Comic Vantage. So for today's video I have a little show and tell. Anyone who's been following my channel for the last, I don't know, several months has actually seen a lot of mailbags I've had coming in, and a lot of those comic books that I'm going to be taking to signings. Well, over the last 2 weeks I've had two of those signings. 2 weeks ago was Chris Claremont and Jerry Conway, and this past weekend was actually Andy Kubert and Matt Rosenberg. So I figured I'd show some of the books I actually brought home. Now this isn't everything I got signed. I sent off 11 books to CGC to get graded, so this is actually just what's left over. And along with that, I actually had a little surprise when I got to the store, and 3 of my books actually came back from CGC from the Donny Cates and Mark Brooks signing. So that was pretty awesome, so I'm going to show those as well. So let's get started. So anybody who's actually been watching my video knows that I really love the new Spider-Man Renew Your Vows series, and this was a perfect opportunity for Jerry Conway to sign some of my Renew Your Vows books. This is a #1 variant edition, Adam Kubert cover. Down here is good old Jerry Conway signature. And then I had this fried pie variant that I think I showed off a few weeks ago that I just absolutely fell in love with this cover. Also, Jerry Conway signed this for me. And then I had this Campbell variant. And these are Campbell exclusives that were on his website. I actually had 2 out of the 3 covers. And I got Jerry Conway to sign both of these. Awesome books. I'd like to meet Scott Campbell again. I know he makes the rounds, so I hope to get him sometime this year to have him sign these books as well. And then, Wolverine #1 limited edition, signed by Chris Claremont. That was actually really cool to meet Chris Claremont. I actually had 2 of these books, and I sent one to CGC. I kept one for myself. This one actually is a little rough. It's got some spine wear, and I just sent the best of the 2 over to CGC and just kept one for my personal collection. The CGC one I'll probably end up selling. So that was it for the Conway and Chris Claremont books. So next up, let's do our Matt Rosenberg. Starting it off, woo! Matt Rosenberg, We Can Never Go Home #1 from Black Mask. Anything from Black Mask has been an absolutely awesome story. This one is no different. Good old Matt Rosenberg. And the artist, Tyler Boss, was actually wandering around the store as well. And when Matt Rosenberg's like, hey, the artist is right over there. You can get him to sign this as well. And by the time I actually got done with my autographs and went to look for him, he was like gone. I waited like 20 minutes and didn't see him again. So he probably wandered off somewhere and I missed him. So that was a bummer. But anyway, Matt Rosenberg was really cool to meet. And then I have 2 copies of 4 Kids Walk Into a Bank, also both signed by Rosenberg. This is the regular cover. This is the Ricky's Comic City variant cover. And again, if you have not read this, you really should. If you haven't read anything from Black Mask, just go to your local store, pick anything up. I guarantee you are going to love it, and then you're just going to want to go through their entire back catalog. I was actually talking to Matt Rosenberg about that and how everything at Black Mask has been absolutely awesome. And he said it is so easy to write for a company when you're actually a fan of every single book that they sell. So that was actually really cool. Also for Matt Rosenberg, Edge of Venomverse #1. And this is the Ron Lim variant. And I will be, there's Matt Rosenberg, and I will be meeting Ron Lim at the beginning of July at the Amazing Las Vegas Comic-Con here in Las Vegas, and I will get him to sign this as well. Also, from Matt Rosenberg, I got the 3 Phoenix Resurrection Virgin variants. Matt Rosenberg, Matt Rosenberg, Matt Rosenberg. So, I actually have the other red cover. I had this one replaced, because I don't know if you guys saw the video, but these came through completely trash with the package, and this one was the worst of the bunch. So the seller actually replaced it for me. And I sent that one off for CGC. So I will be meeting Mark Brooks later this year, and I'm going to get him just to sign these as well, plus all the other ones that I have, and all the Psylocke Virgin covers that I have as well. Alright, and that is actually it for the Matt Rosenberg books. Now for my Andy Kubert stuff. And this guy was so awesome to meet. This is amazing. This is X-Men #44, second series. Andy Kubert right there. He was absolutely awesome. This guy's been on my short list to meet for years. I actually told him this story. And it's funny because I mentioned his dad and I had his undivided attention. He looked me right in the eyes and just spent the entire time talking with me. And it was really cool. But I had mentioned to him that the Kubert family was the reason I love comic books. And I wholeheartedly mean that. My very first comic book as a kid, when I was really young, was a Sergeant Rock that was actually drawn by his dad, Joe Kubert. And I was just blown away by the man's artwork. I mean, I could barely read, and I just loved the book. And then when I started really reading comics in the 90s, it was right after the whole Image exodus. So the Kubert brothers had taken over for a lot of the artistic talent. You had Adam drawing Wolverine, you had Andy picking up X-Men, and this is where I started really collecting and reading X-Men comics. So this meant a whole lot to me, meeting this guy. And, you know, talking to him about his dad, and he's like, my dad was one of those rare talents, and I'm like, damn right he was, yo. So it was really cool. And then I have the X-Men number 25, and he also signed that for me. And this is the Fatal Attractions, where Wolverine gets his adamantium ripped out of him. So this was really awesome to get signed by him as well. And then my Uncanny 266. And this one here is my personal copy. I have a second one that is at CGC right now. And this one is signed by Claremont, Jim Lee, and now Andy Kubert. I hope to meet Joe Rubinstein and get his autograph on this as well. Like I said, this is my personal copy. The other one that I sent to CGC is signed by Claremont and Kubert from these past 2 weekends. And I'm going to get Jim Lee to sign that in December. So in probably 2 months, I'll be doing a CGC unboxing. You'll guys get to see what grade I got on those. Yeah, actually, what else? I sent off an Uncanny 101, a 221, a 266, X-Men 1 second series. Miss Marvel one. I sent off a whole slew of books, so it'll be really awesome to see that unboxing in about 2 months, I think. At least that's what I'm hoping I get them back, maybe 2.5 months. Anyway, that was it for the autographed books for the weekend. So, let's check out my little CGC haul. It's only 3 books, but hey, it's cool. First up, Redneck number 1. Oh, I left these all in bags. The Gold Edition, signed by Donny Cates. And if you guys don't know who Donny Cates is, he writes Baby Teeth for Aftershock Comics. He is currently writing Doctor Strange and Thanos. The guy's an awesome writer. And I got the little grade covered up. You want to see what I got? I got, ready for it? 9.4! I was actually really happy about that. It's totally what I was expecting on this book. It wasn't perfect, it had a little couple imperfections, and I can totally see where I got the 9.4 on this, so I'm really happy with it. And then the next one of 2 Astonishing X-Men Psylocke covers that I sent off, and this is signed by Mark Brooks. I will eventually have this cracked open and have it also signed by Jimmy Chung and Charles Soule. So I'm really looking forward to that. Now, what grade did I get? 9.4! Woo! I was very happy with that as well. I knew out of the 2, I knew one was a little bit worse for wear, but very, very happy with this. So I cannot complain with that 9.4. And last but not least, a second Astonishing X-Men number 1. I sent 2 off, and actually I have 3 more that I'm going to get Mark Brooks to sign, so I'm probably going to keep the best for myself and sell off the other 4. And what did I get on this one? Survey says 9.8. That's right. Soak it in. 9.8. Signed by Mark Brooks. Soon to be signed by Jim Chang and Charles Soule. I'll have triple autographs on here, and it's going to be absolutely amazing. So, let us recap. 2 Astonishing X-Men number 1s. We got a 9.8 and a 9.4. Redneck number 1 Gold Edition, 9.4. And then Uncanny 266. I love this book. Triple signed. Chris Claremont, Jim Lee, Andy Kubert. X-Men 25, signed by Andy Kubert. X-Men 44, signed by Andy Kubert. Phoenix Resurrection #1, 3 different Virgin covers, all signed by Mark Brooks. Edge of Venomverse #1, signed by Mark Brooks. 2 different 4 Kids Walk Into a Bank, signed by Mark Brooks. Again, pick this up if you haven't read it. We Can Never Go Home #1, signed by Mark Brooks. Another one that I cannot recommend enough. Wolverine #1 miniseries, signed by Chris Claremont. 2 Campbell exclusive Renew Your Vows, signed by Jerry Conway. And Jerry Conway is the man who killed Gwen Stacy. That's actually pretty much what he's known for, other than creating the Punisher. Hey! And the Del Mundo Fried Pie variant of Renew Your Vows #1. And also the Adam Kubert Renew Your Vows #1 variant, signed by Jerry Conway. So that there is my little autograph and little mini CGC haul for the day. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you give me a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe, the little icon over there, or hit the little red thing. And hit the bell up in that corner, so that way you get notifications of whenever I put up videos. I put up 2 a week, so make sure you subscribe and join in all the fun. To all my current subscribers, hey, thank you for watching. And to everybody who's going to subscribe, thank you for watching. And like always, take it easy.